Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us here at Transwest, Truck Trailer RV of Frederick, Colorado. My name is Michaela, and this morning I'm taking you guys through a custom build. So this one is not available, but I like to show you these custom builds so you guys can see a lot of the options and what they look like as a finished product, and just hopefully get you guys some ideas as well. So for those of you looking to build a trailer, this one is really loaded out for a 3-horse gooseneck. It's gonna be our 2025 model. This customer did black sheeting. I have a black one myself and I love it. So I think black looks super nice. They also did extra wide. So we're looking at 7.6 wide on this one. And you guys will be able to tell that based on how much running board is on the side here. So it's not, we still have like a half width running board. That's gonna indicate your 7.6 wide on this one. And then if you guys look up above the bus windows on our hip side here, there's a lot more space there than you're used to seeing on our standard ones. That one's gonna indicate extra tall. This one specifically is 7.7 tall. So really good size for those bigger horses. I like anything just a little bit wider than normal. I know this customer also did extra wide stalls, which we'll check out once we get back there, but really cool options and lots to see on this one. So let's go ahead and get started here at our front tack. So with your 7.6 wide and mentioning having that half width running board, this customer still opted for that fold down step, which I think is a great choice. I don't have one on mine. It's kind of before these became popular, and it does make a difference. So if you are thinking about stepping up into your tack room here versus here, it doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're carrying stuff, trying to get in and out all the time, it does make a big difference. So worth that upgrade there. Just so you guys know, you see them on all of our trailers. We believe it should be standard, but it's not yet. So this is an upgrade, keep that in mind. Also on the exterior of this door, we have our standard latch to get in and out, which we always have, and that one does lock, of course. You can also upgrade and add a combo lock. So this customer wanted that combination lock on their tack room door specifically, which I think is really nice to just give it even more protection. We keep a lot of valuable stuff in these tack rooms, so extra security there. But we'll go ahead and get this door open and check out the inside of this door. Kind of standard what you're used to seeing on our tack rooms here. It's gonna have your sliding bus window on the door as well, right behind your saddle pads. So getting you guys that ventilation right there, I think is key when you do have those wet saddle blankets hanging there. Nice to get that airflow. And then down below, our brush tray. Big fan of these brush trays just due to size and the fact that they're located on the door, so they swing out and you can quick grab all your items in there. As you guys can see, it's kind of gotten past that fly season now, right? So don't forget to take out that fly spray. Keep it inside for the winter, toss it out, wait till next year. We don't want those freezing in there. If anything does freeze and then thaws out, these brush trays do have the drain holes in them, so it's nice to be able to clean those out when you need to. But I love those for anything that's just smaller that you want to keep up off that floor. Saddle blankets also on the door on our swing out gas shock. So these will swing out to about there, so you guys can set things on and off of there easier. I've probably only swung mine out a couple times because I just think right here, it still gives you plenty of clearance. You guys can see exactly how much we have right here. So even with your pads, it gives you plenty of room. There's no additional hardware interfering. So it's just as easy to slide them on and off right there, but it does swing out as well. And then our saddle rack swings out also on that gas shock, so you guys can see once you get it coming, it's gonna finish it for you being on that gas shock. I will tell you, if you come walk our lot and you try and swing them out right now, being new and being empty, they're gonna be pretty hard to swing out. So a lot of people are gonna struggle with them here at our lot when they're walking through, checking them out. Gotta find the right leverage, the right angle, but these are meant to get easier with weight. So know that when you throw your saddles on here and load it up, that gas shock is going to have some more forgiveness and come in and out a little bit easier for you. These saddle pads are my favorite, just being that they have a lot of security to them. This carpet right here is going to add a lot of grip factor to grab the underside of those saddles. And then I was walking with some customers yesterday looking at a used Cimarron that didn't have this type of saddle rack. It had the old one, which is just all metal. And it still does have the same shape and the same angle, but it doesn't have this wither block. And she specifically asked me, she referenced my videos, and she goes, well, what about that wither block that goes up in the gullet of the saddle? These ones don't have it. And I'm like, well, Good news is all of these posts have remained the same and the hardware is still the same. So you guys can buy these new ones and swap them out. You can just add some more of these if you need more. So good news there, you guys can still get these. These are my favorite. That wither block going up in the glut of your saddle really makes a difference. And then so you can slide these up and down anywhere you want. Right now it looks like they're pretty evenly spaced, but if you guys run English saddles and you need less space, you can definitely get them closer together. You guys got barrel saddles with the taller horns, cutting saddles. You need that extra space. You guys can space these out, take one off, add one on there, whatever works, but nice to have that versatility there. And you guys can see still plenty of room to jump in and out of this front tack room with those swung out. But we'll go ahead and step inside of here. As you step in, you guys can see the floor, gray rubber tread flooring on this one. I love this flooring because of the fact that it is seamless. So I've got carpet in mind, really despise the carpet. Your next upgrade is going to be a black rubber mat, which is great. It's a great option, though they do have seams. It's going to be just like the rubber floor mat in your trailer, in your stalls at home. It's that same thing. So even though the seams are really tiny, it still has those, but much better than carpet. Top would be gray rubber tread flooring, so eliminating those seams gives you guys this grip factor, having those elevated treads there. I'm not sliding around, so that's a really nice option there. Great choice. And then this customer did a boot box, full width, and then they did the extra deep one. So you guys can do a 12-inch or you can do an 18-inch. I've got a 12-inch in mine. They're great. They can store a lot of items. This 18-inch will fit a 5-gallon bucket. So you guys think about your buckets and the width they're going to fit in this one. So that's kind of the pro to the 18 width here, is that you guys can get the wider items stored in here. For me, I store my buckets elsewhere, so I just have this full of smaller items, so the 12-inch works for me, but that is why we also opted for an 18-inch. So keep that in mind, guys, for those two options there. Looks like we've got our hose down here for a water tank, which we'll check out in a little bit, but you guys can see comes with that 10-foot hose. So boot box, great storage, also works as a bench and also works as a step up into the nose. So getting up in here, having that is a lot easier than one of those fold down steps. I think it's really nice. And then we carried that carpet from our boot box on our drop wall and up in our deck. So that's a great option if you are maybe looking to spend some time up in here, you're going to spend the night, you're taking it to just like an overnight trail ride, overnight horse show. The carpet is great just to give it that warmer feel. And then you guys can see also the space that we have up there. Plenty of space for a twin size mattress, a bedroll, sleeping bag, anything like that. And then we do have those two bus windows in the nose up there, one on each side. So now you have the ventilation as well. If you were going to sleep up in there, you get those cracked and get some airflow. And then way up at the front, we have one of those Optibright LEDs. So now we have visibility way up in the front. I personally just use mine for storage. So I've got bags and bins and everything else shoved up there. The light is nice. You can see exactly what all you have. And then over here on this side, we did do a little bit longer shelf in this one. It's a little bit bigger front tack, so we have that longer shelf. Carried it all the way to the drop wall here, added an extra support because of the length of this shelf. I've got one in mine and I love it for, again, kind of like that brush tray, just the smaller items that you don't want on the floor. You can throw them up in here. It does have that 2-inch lip, so anything is going to set down inside of here. It's not going to come sliding off the edge. I've actually got a bunch of extra cinches, spurs, bits. I've thrown a bunch of stuff up there and it doesn't come off. And then down below we've got this clothes bar. This is really great to store your extra clothes and you bring with you if you're going to a horse show, rodeo, overnight trail ride, you need some extra jackets. You can store all of those up here. Plenty of space. I've actually only got mine filled to about here with a dozen rodeo shirts. So over here, I needed more hanging space for bridles personally. So I got the bridle rack that sets over a fence rail. So you can just set it over here and then it gives you like 5 or 6 hooks down below. I've never had it fall off. So just know they do stay really well up there. They don't even really slide around because I've got it kind of butted up to my rodeo shirts, but gives me that extra hanging space, keeps things free of the exterior wall of the trailer, and then also keeps things up off the floor. So now I've gained all of this space down below for like my tack trunk and stuff will fit all below here and give me more bridle space. And then over here on the partition wall, we went ahead and did carpet behind the bridle hooks. Always a good idea for protecting those bridles, protecting your trailer. You're gonna increase that resale value by doing this because you're not gonna have your bridles swinging on this white aluminum here, or this white sheeting. So that's gonna, again, like I said, just maintain that resale value for you because you're not gonna have those black streaks. You're gonna have this nice carpet, and then it also deadens the noise for the horses on the other side of this wall. So think about this metal banging around on this thing. Keeps it a whole lot quieter than this over here. So good upgrade for many reasons. And then we're gonna sneak over here behind our saddle racks. I'll shove these out one more time for us. There's that water tank I was talking about. Really good spot for it because it's just the perfect angle and it's kind of dead space back there anyways. So not a lot you can really do with that. So we stuck this in behind our saddle racks. It does fill up at the top. So you guys are just gonna run a hose up there, fill it all the way full, and then your spigot is down here. It's up on this shelf, which is really nice too. You guys can store your hose in there. Gotta roll it up pretty tight, but that's where I keep mine. But you can stick that hose right there, and again, that was a 10-foot hose, so it's gonna give you lots of room to go ahead and run that right out your door here. You guys can fill water buckets. You can even rinse off your horses with it. You can rinse off maybe their sport boots after a muddy run. I've used mine for lots of reasons. It is just gravity fed, but it does have a lot of good pressure and flow to it, even being just gravity fed. So keep that in mind. Always nice to have water on board, and great that it just doesn't even take up any good tack room space. As we leave, I've got another ultra-bright LED up here, so tons of visibility in this front tack room. We'll go ahead and step out and check out the rest of this trailer. So another upgrade that this customer did on this one, being extra wide, I'm just gonna go ahead and shut this tack room door real quick, but being that it's extra wide, just a little bit bigger of a trailer, she did go ahead and add that amber turn signal. So just giving other people on the road the knowledge that you are changing lanes. Up above, we've got tie rings on both sides, so you guys can tie those 3 horses on either side. Up above that, we did do bus windows on the hip side here, so they are really large. I've got bus windows on the hip side of mine. I think they work just fine, especially here in Colorado. I know these customers are local up in the mountains as well. So maybe, unlike Texas where you're gonna want those drop down windows, we don't necessarily need them as much up here. These give plenty of ventilation. And then up above that, we've got a 16-inch awning LED light up there, giving you guys visibility on this side of your trailer. It never hurts to have too many lights. We'll go ahead and step around to the back. Seven 6 wide, so we did 2 50/50 doors on this one. You guys will see on our left hand side we have a folding rear tack wall. So these are really nice back here just for extra storage purposes. If you think about it, you really don't do much with this space in your trailer. It's kind of behind the shoulder of that last horse. It is kind of like the water tank in that front tack, just a little bit of dead space. So this is great to utilize that and make it work for you, serve you a purpose. Right here you guys can see in the floor, and then also up above is going to be mounting hardware for a rear tack, like a saddle post. So those posts that you guys see up in our front tack, and sometimes when we do them in our rear tack, we have the hardware already there to add a post back here, just like one of those removable ones. This also is going to account for that resale value, gives customers options. So something to keep in mind if you're looking at building a trailer and you know you're going to want to upgrade every couple years and just stay under warranty on them. Keep that in mind. Resale value is key to maintaining trade value as well. So having that option to move your tack back here for the next buyer is really great. Or in the future, if this customer wants to have her tack back here and use that dressing room more as like a weekender setup, she can do that as well. So she's got options. Future buyers have options. This rear tack wall does fold, so this will fold over and clip up out of the way if you just wanted to get rid of it. Also a great space to kind of act as like a broom closet. Store your buckets, your muck tubs, your pitchforks, your brooms, all that extra stuff back here. And then this rear tack also has its own OptiBrite LED light in there. So when you are utilizing this space, you've got light right there. But moving over to our stall space, first thing we're gonna notice is this butt bar right here. We've got butt straps on our trailers that don't have this rear tack wall, but when you have this wall, you can do the butt bar. So safety feature for this third horse here. If it is one that likes to anticipate leaving the trailer as soon as you open the door, this gives you the ability to get in there safely, untie them, and then remove this bar, and then they can back out. This one is a step up. You guys can add ramps as well. We can do that during the build process, but also after the fact. We can do it here at our shop. First thing as we step in is gonna be the floor. This customer did do Werm flooring in hers. They're getting a little snow on, but it's right there. I've had customers look at that because they wanna know what Werm stands for. We eliminate rubber mats. So this is a permanent pour-in, non-porous, so non-permeable, does not drain through, rubber flooring. Seamless as well, which is really nice if you have horses that do like to kind of move around in the trailer. Maybe they like to paw. They're gonna work their mats up and get shavings under them. This does not happen. So that's really nice from that standpoint. Also protects your aluminum floor underneath, does not allow the urine to get to it, which is great. And then this customer chose brown and beige. So she wanted it to be more lighter, brighter, open feeling in here. So she chose a 60-40 mix of brown and beige. I think it turned out beautiful. It really does make it feel a lot bigger and a lot brighter and a lot more welcoming as you step in versus just black on black everywhere. I know we have the white up here, but I liked tying in that lighter color down below. I thought that was a great choice. Turned out really nice. As we step in though, you guys will notice another upgrade is going to be the padded dividers. This customer did do padding up on the partition wall as well. So we have padding up here as well as on our dividers. That's really nice when you are on longer hauls or you're going to be driving on windy roads in the mountains, driving in traffic through the city. They're going to be bouncing between the dividers. Just nice to give them some extra padding. We do have an escape door, which we can check out when we get to the headside, but nice option if you're only going to haul 2 head and you want to use this space for extra storage. It's got that stud wall on it. It's got that escape door. You can access it from the outside. And I've got mine full of rubber totes, storage bins in here. You guys can use that as well if you're not going to haul it full. Because of that stud wall, nothing's going to slide underneath. And then we did do corner feeders in each one. So we did the D-rings, but also during the build process, we went ahead and just had Cimarron throw in these corner feeders as well. So this will kind of give you an idea of what to look for if you guys are shopping and trying to get corner feeders for yours. Any local ranch supply store will have them, but she's already got them in there for her. And then each stall also comes with 2 tie rings. I like the versatility of having 2 tie rings. You can tie your horse on whichever one you want. You could tie a hay net or hay bag on another one. It's up to you. We'll go ahead and close this really quick. You guys can see a good view of that stud wall right there. And then also another upgrade is going to be these airflow dividers, or bar type. You can call them either one, but that's going to give a lot of good airflow through the chest and the head of your horse, as well as the visibility too. If you've got horses that like to ride better when they can see their friends, this is a great upgrade for that. Corner feeders in every stall. We also have OptiBrites over each stall. So we went ahead and did 3 in this one, 1 over each slant. Lots of good visibility in this trailer. You can never have too many lights. I love that. Another upgrade this customer did was the hold back clips on each divider. So every single divider has this D-ring and this carabiner, which is going to clip right here. This is just going to go right to this clip, so this will clip open here. Your other divider will clip open against this one as well. There's another D-ring up here with that clip there. So if you did need to drive with all of these open and safely stay open, that's already been done. You could haul mares and foals this way. You could move furniture this way. Whatever the use might be, this trailer's already set up for that as well. And then up top, we did roof vents over each one. I am 6 feet tall. This trailer is 7'7". I can reach it on my tippy toes. If we went up to 7'10", probably couldn't do that, but they do open both directions very easily. So you can push them open forwards, which I recommend up front to draw air into your trailer. And then you can push them open backwards to be pulling the air out of your trailer. I recommend doing that at these rear ones. That way you're getting really good air circulation right across their backs. Also standard insulated roof on all these Cimarrons. I'm just so used to it because that is standard. Every single Cimarron's built that way. I'm just lacking mentioning it in my videos lately. Really good insulating factor with an R3 thermal value. So 20 degrees warmer in the winter, 20 degrees cooler in the summer. Also really good structural integrity factor. Stent resistant up to a baseball size hail up on the top. So you guys can climb up there and jump around and feel exactly how sturdy these roofs are. Standard on every single thing Cimarron builds, even their stock boxes. Really well optioned out stall area. We've got two 8-inch awning lights at the exterior for loading, whether it be your rear tack or your horse area. But we'll go ahead and step around to our head side and check out this side. Got more going on over here. You guys will notice our easy angle ladder right here is already slid out. So this is going to give you guys access up to that 9-foot sheeted hay rack. So this one's not a pod, there's no roof on it, but it is sheeted. So it's got the sheeted front as well as the sides. I think it looks really nice when it's color matched like that. Gives you guys extra storage up top. If you are hauling 3-head and you cannot utilize that stud wall, you can throw all your stuff up top, throw your hay, shavings, your wheelbarrows stored up there. Just make sure you strap them down. And then easy angle ladder getting in and out makes your life so much easier versus just having to crawl straight up your trailer. The angle makes all the difference in the world. And they're really easy to use as well. So it's got its own foot here that it stores on. Slides up, super easy. Sets in that brace there and then locks into place right here. It's got the same lock as all your doors and windows. So you guys can lock this in as well. Give you guys the peace of mind of it never popping out and dragging down the road on you. Well, before I walk past this one trailer is also optioned with air ride. A lot of people are used to seeing the air ride on our show cattle trailers, our 10 pens, our show pig trailers, as well as our living quarters trailers. Just know you guys can build air ride on your runaround trailers as well. A lot of customers have given us great feedback on the air ride just because for the fact that it makes their horses trailer and travel so much better. They don't get drawn up from tensely riding on bumpy roads. The air ride is a great factor. It's like riding on clouds, so it makes them ready to show if they get to a show, ready to ride when they get to a trailhead. Also, with these newer air ride axles, if something were to happen, you guys will not be stranded. They do drop back down onto rubber torsion axles, so you can still get to where you're going. Over here on the head side, we did drop down windows. So they do have the jail bars once you drop them down, so your horses cannot stick their heads out as they travel. These do lock into place, so they're not going to blow around in the wind when you drive. But you're just going to pop that loose and kind of work this door to get those jail bars out that groove. You can drop these down as well. And I really like how that works because this is just full one piece with no moving parts, less things to break on you. But now you can get in there and you can fill those corner feeders, you can check on your horses, make sure everything's riding well in there, and then super easy to just close them back up and get going back down the road. When you guys do want these shut, probably wouldn't drive with these down today because of the temperature. When you do shut them, same with our doors as well, make sure you give it a really good close right here at your latch. They're airtight seals. They're meant to be used by horse people. Just go ahead and slam them shut. It's going to force all the air out of there as you do so. Give it a nice, good, solid close. You still have that sliding bus window in the drop down if you want just minimal ventilation. All of our hinges on our Cimarrons have grease zerks on both sides, so you guys can maintain these trailers at home. Super easy. Up top, we've got another 16-inch awning light on this side. So now we've got visibility on all sides, inside, all the sides outside. Another turn signal on this side, and then working up to our escape door. This is what it's going to look like from this side. You do still have your chest bar right here behind that corner feeder. So if you did pop this open with a horse in there, they can't jump out on you. But you guys can take this down and remove that corner feeder if you wanted to use that space there for storage. You guys can get in and out without having to disturb your horses at the rear. This door is on our hold back, but I'm gonna go ahead and shut it so you guys can see. Again, another safety it's not mechanism, but safety feature here is that it does have two latches. So if you did have a horse there and they're messing with this latch on the inside, they cannot open the door, because we also have this butterfly latch here as well. And both of those lock too. And then our holdback, I like to point these out because these are really nice. My trailer does not have this style and it already broke on me. But this style that has the ball in there that swivels around, I think it gives it a lot more play and a lot more give there, which in turn gives you more forgiveness. So if the wind does pick up and it's tugging on this door, it's nice that it will play a little bit before it does snap off. These are meant to break though, so if the wind really does grab it and this does pop off, it's a whole lot better than pulling the sheet off the side of your trailer here. So those can be replaced, and also nice that they do fold down out of the way when you're done with them. We'll go ahead and finish up front because there's more going on under here as well. Always like to recommend that electric jack when you're building a trailer. A lot of customers here will buy them without it and then immediately add them on, or they'll take them home for a week and call us back and say, hey, I want one of those electric jacks. Makes life so much easier, convenience. If you're in a hurry, you need to rush to the vet, you can hook this up a whole lot faster than a manual crank. If for some reason you do kill your batteries and this does die, it has the manual override for you. You've got your stick, your hand crank stick stored over there. You're just gonna stick it in there and you can pump it up and down. Full size matching spare tire. This trailer is 7'6" wide, so we can mount that spare right next to the jack, no problem. And then up here in our battery box, this is a lockable battery box, an aluminum one. You guys will notice a couple things though. I've got our battery here that's gonna run that electric jack. It's also running all of our lights right now. We do have this disconnect switch here though, so if you are gonna cut off power, it's really easy to do it right there. Less risk of draining that battery as well. If you don't know if you left that tack room light on or your rear tack light, just go ahead and flip that off when you're done and cut power to that battery altogether. Also in our battery box over here is our air ride system. I think it's really nice that it's kind of contained within this box as well. Just protects it. You guys will see it does have your air gauge right here, so that's going to tell you how much air is in those bags. You don't need to worry about that. You don't need to set that. This is auto leveling. It's got its own compressor built on board here, so it is running off of this battery itself, not hooked up to any truck. Once you load horses or unload horses, it's going to adjust on its own. All you need to worry about is on and off, and then raise and lower. When you're done with it, flip it off, turn it to lower, and then you're going to come down here, just underneath, directly underneath that air ride, and all you have to do is grab this and pull it straight towards you, and it's gonna pull. So now you guys can hear it turning on because I pulled some air out. But what that's gonna do when you're done with it, especially on days like today, if you don't drain that, it's gonna leave a little bit of air in the lines, which can cause condensation, which today could turn to water and then turn to ice, and we don't want that. So always turn it off, turn it to lower, and then just pull that until that gauge shows 0 inside of there. Up underneath, our 7-pin right here has a nice store away out of the way over there. Our electric jack that goes up and down, push of a button right there. And that's pretty much all the options on this one. There was a lot to go over there, but I hope it gave you guys some good ideas, showed you what all you can do with your trailers if you're looking to build. Again, this one is not for sale, custom built, going home with its new owners, but keep it in mind, lots of cool features, and feel free to reach out. We can run over any of those options and price out changes anytime. You guys can reference this stock number here when you call in so we can pull those exact build sheets. It's gonna be 5N241110. Again, that 2025 Cimarron Norstar 3-horse gooseneck comes with an 8-year structural warranty and then 3-year hitch to bumper warranty. If you guys have any questions, want to build your own trailer, give me a call. My name is Michaela Hall. That contact info will pop up on your screen. My cell phone's 303-918-6367. You guys can call or text that one. And then my email, Michaela.Hall@transwest.com. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.